Hello everyone, and thank you for attending today's presentation, where I'll be sharing some product and label updates from Marrone Bio Innovations. My name is Marrone Sardani, and I'm the Product Development and Technical Service Manager for the Pacific Northwest. The topics I will share with you today include label expansion for Starkist biofungicide in California, updates on labels where hemp has been added, new 2EE labels issued in 2021, pending EPA expansion of Venerate bioinsecticide and Magistine bionematicide labels, and finally EPA submission for new MBI 306 TGAI and MBI 306 EP, a next generation bioinsecticide, bionematicide and biomiticide. Let's start with Starkist biofungicide and look at the label expansion for California. Several new commodities and crops were added, including hemp, turfgrass, pome fruits, including apple, crabapple, loquat, mayhaw, oriental pear, pear, and quince. Stone fruits, which include apricot, sweet and tart cherries, nectarine, peach, plum, plumcot, and prune. Tree nuts include almond, beechnut, Brazil nut, butternut, cashew, chestnut, chinkapin, filbert, hickory nut, macadamia nut, pecan, pistachio, and black and English walnut. Cereal grains include barley, buckwheat, corn, such as sweet corn, field corn, popcorn, silage corn, seed corn, and other corn crops, including crops grown for seed, milo, millet, rice, rye, sorghum, triticale, and wheat. Additional commodities include tobacco, ornamental plants, as well as flowering plants, bedding plants, peanut, quinoa, sugarcane, grass seed, ornamental grasses, shade and ornamental trees and forests, tree farms and plantations including conifers, Christmas trees and deciduous trees, and finally leaves of root and tuber vegetables including beet, chervil, rutabaga, and turnip. For label expansion of Starkist biofungicide in California, the following additions were made to existing crop groups. We have added parsnip, rutabaga, sugar beets, and yam to the existing root and tuber vegetable group. We have added chayote and Chinese waxgore to the existing cucurbit vegetable group. Lime was added to the existing citrus fruit group. Kiwi was added to the existing berries and small fruit group. And finally, cotton was added to the existing oilseeds group. Several pathogens were also added to the California label for Starkist. They are Alternaria species, Botrosphaeria dithyriae, Botrytis species including Botrytis cinerea, Cercospora species, Colototricum species, Erwinia species, Glomerella tucumanensis, Lanzia species, Molerodiscus species, Monolinia laxa, Oidium species, Phytophthora species, Podosphera leucotrica, Pythium species, Rhizotonia species, Sclerotinia species, Telecia species, and finally Xanthomonas species. Next, let's look at label expansions where hemp was added to the label. We currently have hemp listed on 2 of our biofungicide labels, the first of which is Starkist biofungicide. It has been approved in all states and is one of the first new hemp approvals in California. The second is Regalia biofungicide, which was approved in all non-California states, with California approval estimated for Q3 of 2021. Then we also have, for the state of Indiana, 24C state registrations for Grandivo CG and WDG bioinsecticides, as well as for Venerate XC and CG bioinsecticides. And finally, we have hemp label additions pending for our bioinsecticides. For Grandivo WDG and CG, we expect a supplemental label for all non-California states in Q3 of this year, with the US label estimated for 2022. For Venerate XC and CG, the supplemental label is expected in Q4 of 2021 and the US label next year. Moving on to new 2EEs that were issued this year. The first is for Grandivo WDG bioinsecticide, and it is for foliar application to control plum curculio on both pome fruits, including apples and pears, and stone fruits, including apricots, cherries, nectarines, peaches, and plums. The second 2EE is for magistine bionematicide on corn, including field corn, sweet corn, popcorn, and corn grown for seed. Pest and application methods include in-furrow application for the control of western and northern corn rootworm larvae, seed corn maggot, wireworms, and white grubs, and then foliar application for the management of black cutworm. We also have some EPA label expansions pending for this year. They include Venerate XC and Venerate CG bioinsecticides and magistine bionematicide. We expect EPA approval in August of this year and being available on container labels approximately the middle of next year. The changes will include adding hemp as a new crop, adding animal forage and feed crops such as alfalfa, and filling out commodities already listed under the crop headings. And finally, I'm very pleased to share with you that Marrone Bioinnovations plan to submit a new active ingredient to EPA this year. This new active ingredient will be present in two products, namely MBI 306 TGAI and MBI 306 EP. We estimate EPA registration to be in 2023. These products will represent our next generation bioinsecticide, bionematicide, and biomiticide. For the labels, we expect similar crops, but also an expanded pest spectrum compared to our current Venerate and Magistine product lines, with a significant reduction in application rates. These products would be competitive with conventional chemicals in terms of both rates and efficacy. And with that, I would like to thank you for your attention and invite any questions you might have.